What is up, guys? Welcome back to episode number 21 of SW Answers. It's been about a month since I last did one. I said in the last episode I was going to try and be more consistent. However, I do promise now I'm going to try and keep this to an every other week series here on the channel. But yeah, we're back. We're back with SW Answers. And we're going to get straight into the questions for today. We had a ton of questions. I've had to sort of cut a few out because otherwise we'd be here for hours. But yeah, we're going to try and cut through as many questions as I can this week. Of course, if you are new to this series, this is my Q&A series where you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. And in the next episode, I go ahead and answer them. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy, smash the subscribe button if you are new. And yeah, let's get on with the questions. So the first question comes in from Lil Hank, and he says, room tour anytime soon. I think the background is cool, and I'd be need to see everything else. And yes, I actually filmed a room tour just a few hours ago as I've recorded this video. I think when you guys see this video, it will be out a couple of days before, so it'll be up on the channel already. So make sure you go check that out if you haven't already. I'll leave a link up in the top corner. Go check that one out if you want to see the full room tour. I had fun filming that one, and I've been putting that one off for about 6 months, but I finally got that done this weekend. So yeah, go check that one out if you haven't already. But yeah, let's get into the next question from Exikill, and he says, would you want a Lego figure of Scorch or Gregor, especially in their recent appearance from the Bad Batch? And do you think it will happen? I would love to see a Gregor. I think Scorch I'm not really too fussed about. I've already got my custom Delta squad, so for me personally, however, I think it would be cool for the Lego community in general. I think Gregor would be really cool. I'd love to see a Gregor in his armor style, just the sort of plain outfit that he had on in the Bad Batch. I think he just had like the armor on his chest plate and stuff. He didn't have his arms or anything like that, but he looked pretty cool nonetheless, and I'd love to see him made in a set. I think that'd be a really cool set to make, maybe having Scorch and him in a set. I think it's kind of likely. Who knows with Lego again, it's really hard to predict whether something is likely or not. So Bjorn says, how long does the decal process take for an AV figure? So if you watched my video I did the other day on a 2-hour Rex, you saw I took about an hour and 7 minutes or something like that, I think, to make the figure in the end. I can't remember the exact time. It might have been like 53 minutes or something, but yeah, around about the hour mark is how long I take on my figures. Then obviously you have the hip carving, which you have to do before, so I'd say that's around another 2 or 3 minutes if you use an electric nail file, plus sort of getting everything ready and sorting everything out, and then the sealing process afterwards obviously takes a couple minutes, and then you've got to seal it overnight or for a few hours at the very least. So I'd say, yeah, you can be there for around 2 hours total, probably, maybe a bit less. You can also sort of space it out. I like to sort of do my figs over the course of an hour, hour and a half, when I'm just chilling and sort of decaling, watching a movie or something like that. But yeah, and also, yeah, that's awesome that you're from the Netherlands. I love to see that my audience is very diverse and all over the world. That's pretty cool. But yeah, thank you for the great question. So Up the Chelsea asks, what are the top 5 best places to get customs in the UK? So I'd say there aren't really 5 places. I mean, as of this time last year, or maybe the start of it, when I started getting into customs, there was literally only one place, and that was Firestar Toys. Now you have Blue Harvest Bricks and Minifig Customs UK, and those are pretty good places as well. I mean, you can get sort of quite a few good things on eBay and also on Instagram auctions and stuff, but yeah, those are the only 3 real big companies in the UK that are selling custom clones and that sort of thing. Yeah, Blue Harvest Bricks, Firestar Toys, and Minifig Customs, 2 of which I do have discount codes for, so if you want to check them out, I'll leave links down below in the description. So I've got a couple of similar questions here coming up. We have one from Lego Mox and Minifigures, and then we have one from the Total Drama King. These are similar questions right here, and they say, is there a possibility that for a $15 battle pack we get a blank clone commando and 3 TK troopers from the Bad Batch? Now, I would absolutely love this. I've been saying, I kind of mentioned this on a few streams, I would absolutely love this if this was a battle pack. I think it would be perfect. I think literally $15, or maybe it's more looking like $20 now for those new battle packs. However, I think I'd still pay $20 for this battle pack easily. I'd love that. I think maybe with a small build and something else, I think it'd be amazing, and I definitely would love to stock up on those troops. It'd be just sort of hard to decide whether you display your TK troopers with your clones or your Imperials. I think obviously you go with the Imperials, but yeah, that's about the only bad thing I'd say about it. But yeah, I'd love that. I'd love that battle pack, and I think fingers crossed Lego will do that. Maybe not in January, but maybe in the coming summer wave next year. Okay, Llama Boy says, what are the best sets I can get for $200? So if we head over to lego.com, I'm going to sort of pick out a couple of great ones that I would say are the best you can find for $200. Okay, so we are here on lego.com. We're going to have a look. If we go into the Star Wars section right here, we can have a look, and I'll try and pick out some of the best sets that I think are great if you have a £200 budget. I personally would say I'd buy the Imperial Light Cruiser. That's a great one, and you have another £50 to spend there as well. We'll go with pounds for now. I thought I was on the American Lego.com, but yeah, we're going to go with pounds. So about £200. I'd say the Bad Batch shuttle, really good, worth your money for sure. If you buy the light cruiser, you can also get something like the Imperial Marauder or the Mandalorian Forge, or anything like that. I'd say obviously a couple of these sets are quite out of your price range. I mean, the A-Wing Starfighter is definitely under $200, so you could definitely pick that one up, or R2-D2 as well. I think those are both around about there. Those are cool sets. I wouldn't say they're the best ones that are on offer. I'd say the AT-AT is phenomenal. Great set. Same with the Bounty Hunters Transport, or the Razor Crest as we like to call it. I'd definitely say both of those are well worth your money, and those are way below $200, so definitely would pick up those two. Those are two of my favorite sets that have come out recently. Darth Vader's Castle looks like a cool set. I think for investing I might have to pick up one of those, just because it's going to retire soon and it's going to be quite a sort of expensive set. The Final Duel is alright. I mean, you could probably buy the Final Duel and a Razor Crest as well if you get them on sale, so that'd be pretty cool. Pose X-Wing, kind of cool as well, similar sort of price. Then we have a Grievous Starfighter. I definitely wouldn't buy it for $74.99 right there. I'd probably wait for a deal, but yeah, it's not bad. Other than that, I'd probably recommend some of the helmets. You could probably get 3, or you can almost get 4 helmets for $200, so that's pretty good if you buy the Scout Trooper especially. The X-Wing's also really good, the AAT as well, or you could just grab a load of 501st Battle Packs. What could you get? About 8 501st Battle Packs there, if you wanted to, for £200, which is really good. The TIE Fighter is a great set. I think there are some really good sets on the market right now. If you've got £200 to spend, there's definitely plenty of stuff for you to buy. Mando Starfighter, again, fantastic set. I think there might be a couple more out of stock right here at the end. Boba Fett Starship, I haven't got it, but looks quite cool. Kylo Ren Shuttle, again, if you want to buy that one before it retires, definitely look at that now. But yeah, that's probably what I would do if I had $200. It's quite hard to choose, but yeah, there's tons of options out there for you on lego.com at the moment. Okay, then next up, Timothy asked, who are my favourite YouTubers? It doesn't have to be Lego and why. So I'm going to go ahead and name a couple of Lego ones and a couple of other ones. So if we start with other YouTubers that I watch, I don't really watch a ton of other YouTubers. I watch a lot of the Sidemen. I mean, they're pretty big in the UK especially. I love watching their videos every Sunday, and some of their reaction videos and that sort of thing. Speaking of reactions, I love Laid Back Reacts. I watch a lot of his stuff as well. And then also the Wade Concept is a great boxing YouTuber. I'm trying to get into boxing a little bit more. I'm kind of enjoying the sport a lot, so I watch a bit of him. Then when it comes to Lego YouTube, I watch a lot of the Brickwiz and stuff like that when they're posting a lot. Obviously M&R, people like that a lot, and Jay, Rich Boy Jay, and people like that are probably my favorite YouTubers out there on YouTube right now. I definitely would say those are up there with my favorites. Let me know in the comments who your favorite YouTubers, be it Lego or otherwise, in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear that. Okay, so Chris asked a couple questions here. The first one is, what are your thoughts on the new style of clone / stormtrooper armor? He's talking about the TK armor. I think it's kind of cool. I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't think it looks as good as clone or stormtrooper armor, but I think it's a really cool crossover between the two. But then also he asks, I believe, what is the best Hauser decal you've come across so far? I'd say the AV Figures realistic style one. That's the one I have in my collection. However, there's a few really good ones. Coffee Mug Decals has done a really good one, as well as Thicky as well, and also Jonak. They're all pretty similar ones, but yeah, I'd say the AV one for me takes the cake. So We Animations asked, do you think we'll ever get Star Wars weapon molds like brick arms? I don't think we'll never ever get that from Lego. I really don't think they will. I think they have their sort of like few blasters that they're going to stick with from now on, and I don't think they're ever going to do it. With regards to like custom molds and stuff, I really do think the only thing that we could ever see them do is really the dark saber or something like that, but even that, they've missed a couple of opportunities to do that, so I really don't think there's much hope. If they're not going to do that, then they're definitely not going to do any blasters or anything, so yeah, sadly, I think that's not going to happen. So this is a great question from Fisto Friday. He says, when did you start your channel, and was it hard to take off? So yes, I'd say I started my channel, I believe it was April 18th, 2020, so a year and a half ago now, and I'd say yeah, it was hard. I literally posted every single day all of last summer pretty much. I tried to post as much as I could just to get the channel started and get it kicking off, but it took about 6 months to hit 1,000 subs, and then a little bit longer, about 9 months to get monetized, and it's just a grind. Like, I don't know what you like necessarily mean about taking off. Obviously my channel, like, you could say it hasn't taken off now. Like, I'm still a small YouTuber, but yeah, it depends what you define that as. But yeah, I definitely say it's hard to keep it going, but you can definitely do it if you're perseverant enough and sort of like you want to actually put the time and effort into improving. Then you definitely easily can get a channel off the ground, if that makes sense. So next up, Big Smoke and also BC Bricks asked a question about how I organize my Lego and how I sort my Lego. So you can see behind me I have loads of different of these sorting drawers. I have those, and then I sort of have loads of other pieces like big bins and stuff like that. I'll leave links to these sorting drawers down in the description down below if you want to go use my Amazon affiliate link. That'll definitely help the channel out. But yeah, that's how I sort them. You can kind of see a bit more in my room tour video if you want to go check that one out. Elite Clone Dudes asked a fantastic question. He says, what would be your top 3 figs that LEGO could make as promotions? So I think, presume he means like May 4th promotions, like the little poly bags or something like that, that they could give away with the with sets and stuff like that to celebrate different dates and that sort of thing. But I'd say there's some really good ones they could do. I'd love to see like a remade Padme. If we're not going to get her in a set, I'd love to see a remade Padme for sure, as well as a Thrawn. If we're not going to get a Thrawn in any sets, I mean, we probably will get him in sets in the future, but Thrawn would be a great one to put into a poly bag or something like that. Maybe an Aunt Beru or like any other fig that sort of maybe has an alternate outfit that we wouldn't really see in a set that we saw in the films and would be a really cool little touch. Maybe like an Obi-Wan in the disguised armor. I think that would be pretty cool as well. But yeah, there's a few ideas there. I mean, you guys can probably come up with some sick ideas. So if you do, let me know in the comments what figs you'd love to see as a promotional sort of fig. So Jim Jam Films asked a question. He says, is the police brick safe? Is it okay? I must see. So if you guys come with me, I'll show you where it is. Okay, so if I take you down from there, this might be a bit tricky to show you, but the police brick is actually right there at the back. You can see, I purposely put it in there so you can kind of see it when it was still in there, but yeah, you can see it's there and it's all safe. But yeah, so the police brick is safe, don't worry guys, it's tucked into the mock, you guys are okay. It's still there, don't worry. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's kind of a reference from a stream ages ago, I don't know why. So everyone got obsessed with this cool brick just because it says police on it, but yeah, that's the story behind it. Not really much of a story, it's just one of those funny stream memes. So who am I? Asked a question. He says he recently found my channel, which is pretty awesome. So welcome to the channel. And he says, what is the most nostalgic LEGO Star Wars set to you? I'd say some of those OG clone and droid sets with those old clone troopers, especially that battle pack and that droid battle pack as well. Those are really nostalgic for me, as well as I remember this the old X-Wing. I think it was the one, the like 2006 one or something like that. One of my best friends had it, and I just remember always going around to his house and playing with that set and thinking it was like the coolest thing ever. So that's definitely one that is nostalgic for me, as well as the Endor bunker. That was pretty nostalgic. I actually had that set. I remember loving that set, and with the ATST, I had like a mini ATST as well as like the glider from the Ewoks. That was such a cool set. And then I believe also the ATST. And then also the AT-AT, the motorized one, was so nostalgic for me. I loved that set. That was one of my favorite sets I ever owned, and I can't believe I sold it. But yeah, that's a regret for another video. But yeah, I definitely regret selling that one. But those are probably my most nostalgic sets right there. Commander Crash asked about whether we'll ever get Old Republic sets or comic-based LEGO sets again. I personally think Old Republic is more likely. I think if we're going to get Old Republic sets, it's going to be because we may be heading towards some new movies from that era. So that'll be pretty cool. I think that'd be awesome if we did get some new Old Republic sets. I think if there is going to be a film about it in the next couple of years, then there's 100% going to be LEGO sets. So I don't know whether they'll be the same or even similar to the Old Republic sets that we've got in the past. I think they're going to be very different to those, especially if Disney go a different way to what Lucasfilm sort of went with the games in the past. But yeah, I don't know about comic book sets. I mean, it's highly unlikely. I think LEGO have a lot of things on their plate already, making like the Mandalorian and all the different TV shows, sets for those. So I definitely don't think they're going to be branching out to comic sets right at the moment, I don't think. So Patrick says, can you show us your collection of weapons and minifig parts? So yeah, I can definitely show you quickly my weapons collection. I have all of them in little drawers over there. So I'll quickly show you that, and then we'll cut back into the next question. Okay, so for my weapons collection, I actually have this set of shelves right here. This is all my decal supplies, so I decided to put the weapons right at the bottom here. So you can see this is pretty much all of my weapons. Minifig parts wise, I have this drawer right here, which I'll kind of show you in a sec. But yeah, you can see we have, this is clones, this is Imperials, this is regular and random blasters right here, and then this is some CAC ones and lightsabers. So you can see here, it's just the regular clone blasters. So we have the short ones and the long ones in here. This one has like mortar, I guess that's kind of Imperial as well. But yeah, we have like the rocket launcher, the sniper, the commando blasters, the miniguns, that sort of thing in here. So that's my sort of clone stuff with the shields. Then we have Imperials. So here we have the regular Imperial blasters. These are all the regular ones. I can't remember the name of them, but they're pretty cool. On this side we have all of the other Imperial ones, such as these Scout Trooper blasters and stuff like that. That's pretty sick. Then if we close those two, we have all my Rebel blasters in this section. A load of other random ones in here, such as like flamethrowers, the sort of dark saber right here, which is pretty sick, and loads more in there. Then we have my colourful CAC blasters, so this is all like the chromed out ones and stuff like that. Hair pieces in this little bit here, that's not really related, but yeah, then just lightsabers in the final section. Then in here, I actually just sort of have all my torsos, like my clone torsos, sort of rebel torsos, any figs that I have like half made, I have in here, and then basically I like to go ahead and put them together when I do get the right amount of pieces, and I find it really useful for just building your figs up. I do need to sort that a lot better though, it's not very well sorted. And the next question comes in from Brick Yoda. He says summer 2020 wave or summer 2021 wave. I think that's easy for me. Other than the 501st Battle Pack, I think every other set is better than the 2020 wave. I think the 2021 wave is 100% the best, without a doubt, apart from the 501st Battle Pack. And also the 8080, I guess, that's a fantastic set as well. So BZ Bricks asked, are there any ways to make decaling easier or cheaper? So I definitely wouldn't say it's pretty relatively easy. I'd say to start with, I'd go with like Jonak decals and stuff, just so you have it a bit easier. That's definitely easier than doing AV and stuff like that. I'd definitely start with those 180 decals just to start with. That definitely makes it easier. And then I'd say to make it cheaper, I'd say you can buy pieces like the pieces for the figs from Bricklink instead of buying them like from Blue Harvest Bricks or Jonak Toys or something. Instead of buying them for like a couple pounds as a full fig, you can buy them for really cheap, just as like all the pieces. I actually have a short video that will probably be already out on the channel. It's already out on my TikTok at the very least. If you want to go check that one out on where I buy the figs from, like the pieces and stuff, and I think I spend literally less than £1. Otherwise, I would say it's a pretty cheap hobby nonetheless. It's definitely cheaper than buying sort of like printed figs and stuff like that. With regards to your last bit about water-based brush-on sealants, I've never used that. I'm sorry, I can't really comment on that one. So yeah, sadly that's not really something I know anything about. So May says, do you think we'll ever get a 327th of Coruscant Guard battle pack with the old realistic P2 helmets? No, I don't think LEGO are ever going to go back to the realistic P2 helmets, sadly. I think they're going to stick with the 2020 style, so no. But maybe we could see a 327th of Coruscant Guard, or maybe a mixtured battle pack in the future, but they wouldn't be the realistic style, sadly, I don't think. The final question comes in from Cyclone Bricks, and he says, when do you know when to stop with carving hips? So this is a really interesting one. What I do personally is I actually just keep a spare pair of hips just like on hand that are already carved, that I know are perfect, or I just kind of go until there's a nice gap. And see like a gap all the way around. I just pop the legs on and see if there's a gap all the way around, and then take them back off again. And you can always add, do more, or whatever. It's definitely easier when you have the electric nail file. But yeah, I hope that answers your question right there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for entering all your questions. This was actually 4 weeks ago you guys commented these, so hopefully they're not all out of date too much. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really have enjoyed answering your questions. I hope you did enjoy today's video. Make sure to leave your comments and questions in the section down below for next week's episode, or 2 weeks time's episode. That'll be episode number 22. Hopefully I'll be able to bring this back to a bi-weekly series alongside the mock review series that will be coming every other week in between as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date on these uploads. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.